This show is a Phonic Media production.
This week in the podcast, we talk about stepping into your greatness. I've muted you. No, not stopping. Even, hey friend, how are you?
Hey friend.
Welcome back to the Business Marriage Podcast, where every single week, me and my beautiful wife.
Hayley Burtt.
I daren't give you your name anymore. Don't talk for me. We sit and we talk about life, business, marriage, family, and all kinds of other stuff. But even though we're on episode 11 now, talking about stepping into your greatness, Hayley still doesn't understand the concept of how a fucking mixing nest works. She also doesn't realise that her husband has launched more podcasts than anybody else in Europe. So therefore, I know what the fuck I'm doing. So if you can't...
yourself.
Sorry.
God.
Sorry, did I take the limelight away from Orange Slam, the fucking design agency, and all of your fantastic clients?
Thanks for the plug.
If you can't hear... Don't worry about it, because everything's working. I've now freaked myself out that everything's not working.
I've just realised, I feel like we've rushed, and I was just a bit panicking.
Why were you panicking?
That we hadn't discussed everything for the episode.
Well, we'll have to discuss it live in real time, won't we?
And
live
I know
in real
that you
time.
don't like to stop and re-record, so we're just going for it.
I know, once I'm in. Podcasting and lovemaking. Even if I have to thumb it in, I'm thumbing it in.
Oh, God!
How about a review of the week to start off with? We like to shout out our lovely listeners who tune in and shout us out, or watch if it's on YouTube. So this week... This week's review of the week actually comes from YouTube.
Oh, is it a nice one?
Yeah, so last week we talked about the people who were slagging you off about being like a weird cat lady, which I thought was a little bit unnecessary, quite frankly. But this week we've actually got a nice one. Well, not a nice one, it's just a weird one from YouTube. And it's not even a review of the week. It wasn't intentional. It's just fucking brilliant. So shout out to Abby Anderson. And Abby said, I've got to say, listen carefully to the wording, right? I've got to say, guys, I watch you on YouTube and it's so much better than just listening. I literally, and you're thinking, oh, that's nice. I literally have tears running down my leg. I have tears running down my leg.
I'm like, does she mean it? But she could be leant forwards and then it's...
Either that or she's really enjoying the podcast.
Yeah. She might have my issue and actually paid herself.
Okay. That wasn't what I was thinking.
Really enjoyed the podcast.
Really enjoyed the podcast.
Oh, dear.
We did respond to Abby. So far, we haven't had a response officially back from Abby yet. We said, tears down your leg, Abby. Are you sure you didn't wee a little bit? Haha. If so, a business marriage mug might have to be on its way to you.
Yeah, so let
Abby,
us know.
If you have, if anyone has peed themselves laughing to this podcast, I think you've earned yourself a mug. Feel free to get in contact. Click the link in the show notes now.
Yeah.
To go through to Instagram and send us a little message. Send us a voice note. You can do that over on Instagram if you like, or you send us an email.
Go on the website.
And just put in the subject title piss mug. Just put piss mug in the subject title and we'll know exactly what it is that you're after.
That did make us giggle.
It did make us giggle. Our review of the week, Abby. Tears running down her legs.
Brilliant. Oh, we've all been there.
Have we? Literally never been there. Right, so let's talk about it then. Stepping into your greatness. We talked last week about when we took a little bit of a break, when we had a little... How long was that sound effect go on for? Is it still going? Nice finish. We talked about having a little bit of a break, didn't we? We talked about the difference between switching off and not switching off and how you need to switch off, and you talked about how sometimes you feel like you switch off too much.
Yeah.
I think that's for me. It's like, I've got overtired.
Oh, God.
Have you ever seen that Lee Evans clip?
It's like, so annoying.
I'm overtired. It's like someone going, I'm awake. Have you ever seen that clip?
Yeah.
It's so good.
But I'm not even going to go there. Okay.
But you were saying about you switch off too deeply and all that kind of stuff. And then that led us on to a conversation prior to the podcast. It led on to this subject for the pod, all about stepping into your greatness. And there's a difference between who you want to be versus who you actually are.
Yeah. And it's getting that. So, okay. I hate to bring it up, but when James was in a coaching business with the two guys that we don't talk about, the brilliance was that they put themselves up here when they were actually, when you were actually here. But
She used to tell me this in real time. Everyone thinks you're there, but you're actually there.
Okay.
But it was meant as a good thing, I think.
So they pitched themselves up here, they was actually here. But what they did is they acted like they were up here and then they got to that point.
Yeah.
I just thought if you were listening, that was really... Oh, that was visual, wasn't it? So basically...
Explain it. Hayley's got her two little hawky hands out.
basically the way that they projected themselves online was that they were like killing it. Okay. Like,
there's people that are operating at level 10 and there's people that are operating at level 1. We were probably actually operating as a business owners as level 3, but we pitched it like we had all of our shit
10.
together and we were at number 10.
Every event they did, everywhere they went, they filmed it, they put it out, like they documented everything. So what I'm getting is they started to walk the walk.
I think I might have to get in touch with them and go, guys, should we get the band back together?
No, let's not do that.
Come on.
But they walked the walk and then eventually they became that. Does that make sense? And I was saying to James the other day, so in my head,
true, actually.
I want to be, I love performing as well. So in my head, I want to be someone that gets to talk on stages about branding, look for opportunities where I can collaborate with people.
Have you sent your bio to people who haven't you in summer? Okay, just checking.
And so I've actually, amazingly, been asked to do some talks.
Hello, big in the game, you say?
Obviously, we've also got...
Yeah, guys, calm down. She's here all week.
Obviously, we've also got Ideas Fest.
Hang on.
The business marriage is going to be doing a live show at. And it's amazing. And it's like everything I want. And then I said to James the other day, do you ever get that you feel like there's this version of you that you want to be, which is the person that's kind of got your shit together. You look like, when I say you look good, I mean like, you know what I mean? You feel good. You feel good.
You make an effort for yourself.
You look well groomed, like you're wearing nice clothes, and when you're putting yourself out there on social, like you know what you're saying, like it's resonating with people, and then you're going and do these talks and people are listening and people connecting with you. And then there's this other person who almost like shrinks away from it a bit, and the reality is like, I'm sat in my office. Some days, like I do get dressed obviously, but it's like, I can't explain it. It's like, there's this person that you want to be and then the reality. And the truth of it is that even the people that you see online that look polished and, like got these amazing businesses creating like 7-figure income, they're all having the same feelings that we are. And it's just like...
Why do you say it like that though? That's really interesting, picking you up on your body language. 7-figure incomes. Because is that not the sort of person you want to become?
No, I'm saying that because recently I've been around people that have been talking like that about like there's this thing that people bang on about creating 6 and 7 figures, but actually like that shouldn't necessarily be the thing that we focus on. Do you know what I mean?
What should be the thing? What should be the thing?
I didn't mean that in a bad way. I don't think I sit here going, oh yeah, I want to create 6-7 figures.
What do you sit here thinking you want to create?
Well, I think for me, it's that, and that's the point. It's like I sit here going, if I could work on branding projects, get to go out and do live shows and events, create a following.
Which you are.
Give back to people where I'm actually like helping, having a positive impact on them. And then I get up every day and it's like, I've got this great flow of work and clients and this is my life. And I've got, I don't know, like, and then I think the reality
this is the problem. The reason why
it is there.
The reason that I'm picking you up on it is because
God, you're coaching me.
No, because I think sometimes you need it because I think I can make you a better person than you are because God knows you need the fucking help. No, but there's. You mentioned it a minute ago, like with the coaching business, we talked shit into reality.
Yeah.
And I know people talk about like the power of manifestation and the power of attraction, all that kind of stuff, but it was backed by the power of action, and that's more important. Like we talked about, like in that business, we went on stage with Les Brown.
Yeah.
Like Les Brown's probably one of the best motivational speakers of all time.
Yeah.
In front of 1,000 people, and we got fucking mobbed. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember I was there.
Sell out events and all that stuff because we just pitched it that we could do it.
Yeah.
We had that self-belief, but then we took fucking relentless action. It was unfeasible for it not to work based on the level of effort that went in. Even if it's banging your head, if you bang your head against enough fucking brick wall, you'll knock down a wall.
I think that's a really good point as well.
Probably
because
the worst shit
I sit there and I go, like I want that, and I'd say like I do work hard, very much so.
Sorry,
but
the point I was actually going to make, I forgot, I've set myself on a detour. You are not very good, and neither am I, at articulating what it is that we want.
Yeah.
Every time I ask you it, I say, what is it that you actually want? And you start telling me what you don't want.
Yeah.
That's great. I know what you don't want, but what do you want?
Because that's the thing. If someone says like, "What?"
Because you got it all here, girl.
So like when we was on holiday a couple of weeks ago, we was walking through this little town, and there was this like brick kind of building. They had like these lovely like arch windows.
Oh, it was an old brewery, wasn't it?
And it was a marketing
branding
agency. And on the windows it had all like their services, and I looked through, and it just looked amazing. And I keep saying to you, I've had this idea that eventually, like, Orange Lamb could become an actual, like a physical location where people can come in and like sit with you, talk about their business ideas. It's almost like this creative space. And then I'm like, that sounds amazing. And if I could have it and I clicked my fingers and it was there, yeah, I'd love it. But then that's what I'm saying. Then the reality is, the real self comes in of like, well, I haven't got that. To get that involves X, Y, Z. And then I think I know what I need to do, but then I don't do it because I get bogged down in work or this or that. And I think that's what I'm saying. So like, on one hand, I've got this Hayley who is, you know, going to be talking on stage and doing all this great stuff. But then underneath it, it's all still a bit like I'm finding my feet with things, or things are changing, adapting. I don't know. It's just like, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, stepping into your greatness, you almost have to see that goal and wholeheartedly know that you are going to get that. You're going to get that.
Yeah.
I read an amazing book by Jen Sincero.
Oh, I like her, right?
And it's called...
hilarious.
She's written a few books. This is You're a Badass at Making Money.
Right.
Apologise if I've got that title wrong. It's green cover. It's the most amazing book. And she basically says, what you want is there. It is there. You've just got to get the shit out of the way to go and get it. Does that make sense? You've almost got to like clear that pathway. It is there. Like, if someone said to you, all of your dreams, everything you want is in that warehouse down the road.
Everything that I want is sat in front of me.
That's awful.
You
That's
like
a
that?
lie.
You like that?
No, I hate it.
Fine.
Everything you want in life is in this warehouse. It's yours. Like, it's yours. You've got it. You've just got to work out to get there.
I get that. But equally, I think that really, really simplifies it to the point where people then won't take action. I think the biggest thing that people don't have is actually what's in the warehouse.
What do I need to do to step into my
What's in the
greatness?
warehouse? Well, what do you want it to look like? For me, right? Get ready, I'm going to drop some fire. Fuck it. That was the wrong button.
That was a bird. Tweet, tweet.
What's going on with this? Fuck it, I'm not doing the jingles.
That was a good one.
That was good.
It's like a game show.
How to hit your goals and get what you want out of your life. Okay, hi and welcome to Getting Your Goals with me, James Burtt. Great to see you back here. But the first thing is, right, I think that most people aspire to be, do and have more.
Yes.
Most people aspire to
feeling,
be,
isn't it,
do
as
and
well?
have more.
Yeah.
But they get it in the wrong order.
Right.
Be, do and have.
Be, do, have.
But they want to have it, then they'll do it, then they'll become it, then they'll be it. They do it in the wrong order.
So true.
Be, do and have.
Be, do, have.
The first thing that you need to do to get your goals is become the person who's going to achieve those goals.
Fucking yes.
But you have to have a genuine sense of... You mentioned it there about like the warehouse concept. If I said to you, right, the warehouse is down the road, and I gave you the map, what's in the warehouse? You don't know.
Matching underwear.
That's in my warehouse as well, ironically.
What for you? Nice bralette.
But for example, like if that's
your
something that will
pecs.
make you
Sorry.
feel better,
What?
go and buy some, like, step into the person you want to become.
I'm gonna.
Because the person you want to become doesn't wear those ratty old maternity knickers that are probably from the first time round, so they're now
that
6
smell
years old.
like dirty old laundry.
Like a dirty old fisherman's bucket.
It's like fisherman's bucket. I was going to say like dirty laundry.
But that's the sort of thing that you can do, like, really simply. But why do you want to do that? Because that will make you feel better. Because you're then stepping into the person you
Yeah.
need to be. Be,
Like,
do, have.
it's
Because people
like-
think, like, oh, when I've got £1 million, then I'll donate charity.
Yeah.
No, you fucking won't. If you won't give £1 out of a tenner,
Yeah.
then you won't give £1 million out of 100 grand out of $1 million.
Yeah.
It's all numerics. It's all just adding on zeros. You have to become
It's
the
true.
person
I
that you
was
want to be, and it
thinking,
starts with knowing what you actually want to become.
Yeah.
There's no point, because everyone's, I'll just take a step. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Brilliant. But what if you step in the wrong fucking direction?
Yeah.
Now you've got 1,001 steps to go. Work out what it is that you fucking want first.
Yeah. Okay.
What does your ideal day look like? I know we sort of
we've
said
done
this before. At the beach.
No, it's not.
Oh, hello, I forgot about this jingle. My favourite. But in that instance there, like, yes, you want like an aspirational holiday or a beach and all that kind of stuff. But on the average day, to make your living, because you got to do so. You got to add some
yeah.
value to get paid something, unless you're like aristocracy or you've fucking been left loads of dough. But in general, the 99.9% of people have to give something of value that is of value to somebody else, in enough value that they'll exchange their money with them.
Yeah.
What do you want to spend your time doing for people to exchange value with you?
Yeah. I can still see some visions that I've had for a while.
But are they real? Are they that?
I think that's the problem, is that if someone said, this is happening, it's here, I'll be like, this is amazing.
But that's never going to happen.
I know. And then it's
no one's going to go, here's your dream served up on a fucking platter. Like, ever.
No,
they're not.
No, they're not.
Other than me walking into your life 19 years ago.
Dream.
Those dreams don't come that easy. Put this at a weird angle.
It did come easy. That's another story.
Oi, oi.
Hey, stimuli.
If you're watching this, or even if you're listening though, spot what happens now. When Hayley gets uncomfortable, she gets challenged, she starts deflecting. She talks about, she tried underwear a minute ago with me. She never tries that very often. She talked about pecs. She's bringing her tea back into a cup. Disgusting. Why'd you deflect? Who do you want to be? We could have been anything that we wanted to be.
Do you know what? I listened to that song the other day. It's from Bugsy Malone, the film.
Deflecting.
No, but I thought about that. It was like, we could have been anything that we wanted to be, but it doesn't mean that we should. And I was like, isn't that clever? It could be anything you want to be, but it doesn't mean you should. It was almost like,
what fucking circular nonsense is that?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Step into my greatness.
Deflecting. I'm gonna pin you here. No, you're not going anywhere. Who do you want to become? Who's the best version of Hayley? What does she look like? What does she do? How does she act? How does she move through life?
She moves. She glides.
Deflecting.
She glides.
Deflecting. Sorry for tuning in, everybody.
She's got glossy hair.
Oh,
she drinks mocha frappuccinos. No, I don't know.
That was the shittest cup of tea I've ever had.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always think about work.
Okay.
Like, there's work and life, so like the greatness. So like,
we just said in the last episode there isn't.
Together, that's what I'm saying. So I see like, if I had like a place, like an office, I'd love to have like...
You got an office?
A small team. No, but like an office with people. And it's like a real creative hub, a real creative space. And we're a creative agency. We do branding. We've got amazing clients.
Then you're going to have to build that.
I know.
And what's the first step? But do you actually want that? Because a minute ago, we're upstairs getting changed between shoots of this podcast.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about, wouldn't it be amazing if we just had to make the podcast all day, every day?
That would be part of it, wouldn't it? Because my company does the branding for the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you were saying if we only had to do that.
I think I'd like to work with you a little bit more, if I'm honest.
Well, I can't say I blame you.
But like, imagine having like a space where it's like... I used to have this visualization.
You use the word imagine all the time. Imagine.
Okay.
Get imagine out of your vocabulary. I used to have this
visualization that we had this lovely, like, like that kind of brick office that's very like cool. And that almost like, do you remember I used to say to you, on one side was Orange Lamb and the other side was, which is now Phonics sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And then it's like this hub of...
Is that what you're driven to? Because there's a difference between your family are all like dreamers, aren't they? Like all of them,
yeah.
Which is a lovely trait to have, by the way, because everyone's very aspirational. But I think you can fall into the gap of wanting something.
Yeah.
But having a dream is like a rocking chair. It will give you something to do, but it won't get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you need to, if you're actually serious about it, you need to take proactive steps to, like with me, with Phonic, for example. I said, right, I want to grow something bigger. I want to sell it out to a different agency. What was the first step? I needed some staff.
Yeah.
I couldn't have staff in the home office where we were before, so I had to go to Ilford. Now, is the dream to fucking drive to Ilford every day? No, not for the rest of my fucking life. Is it fuck? But actually, if you have to take those incremental steps. So I brought in one person, then two people, then three people.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Isn't it?
I feel like...
Who do you want to become?
I just want to be a legend. No, jokes aside, like I definitely have that kind of, I love what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing is what I'm meant to be doing. Mm-hmm. To do that on a bigger level.
Is it bigger that you want to do it on? What's bigger? What does bigger look like?
We'll just have to have like a consistent amount of clients that I can have like a small team that work with me, and then we like just work more like a bespoke, like a boutique branding agency, and then
And that's what you want.
Yeah, I do.
So you will have a fixed location, fixed place you go to work every day.
Yeah, because if I'm honest, like I realised a while ago, and I've had this conversation with you before, that whole like, you know, laptop lifestyle, work from anywhere, travel the world, like when you've got kids, I just don't feel like that's not the life I envisage with our children. I see them going to, like quite standard, but I see them going to a school that they are at for however long they're at. I don't see us travelling the world, homeschooling them. I just don't see that. So yes, I see having a location and then having that home life where, you know, that dream home that we talk about, where the kids, it's like they can bring their friends, a very like open house, lots of entertaining goes on there. And yeah, being able to go into an office, being like overseeing this company, still getting to do the bits of it I love, and then having like this fun team of that feeling of like, not giving back like, oh, I'm so amazing, but like, you know what I mean? Like seeing people, nurturing them in their careers and their work. And I think that would be, yeah, amazing. Because I have this need to connect with people and to support people and help people. So I think that would be a way to do it. I think as much as, yeah, obviously with this podcast, I love it. And I say, I imagine if we got to do this, but then I think you'd still need something where you feel like, do you know what I mean? You're connecting in a different way and like creating that business.
And by the way, I'm not trying to hammer you out of
No, I know.
nastiness, but
No.
I've been reading while we were away a couple of weeks ago. I was reading Lewis Howes' new book, which is it might be How to Step into Your Greatness.
Oh, okay.
Or Unlocking the Greatness Code, something like that. Unlocking Your Greatness. It's a good book.
We'll find out and put the link in the show
We'll put
notes.
a link in the show notes. It's a very good book. Shout out Lewis Howes. I'm a big fan of Lewis Howes. And that's the first question that he asked. And it's the first question he asked in his, not his last book, his book before, which was called The School of Greatness, was, what does your ideal day look like?
Yeah.
And if you can't answer that question,
Yeah.
then that's where you need to spend your time focusing.
I think a lot of
to
it
start
is
with.
a
'Cause
mindset.
I coached a client once, and she told me that and this was like right back in the day, and she said that her dream supposedly was that she wanted to create a sweet company, a diabetic sweet company for the Asian market, because apparently a lot of Asian food is very sweet. She was a pharmacist, and she was seeing a lot of people who come through and they've got all like sugar related, dietary, nutrition related illnesses, and you know, a lot of untimely deaths occur because of diabetes, effectively type 2 diabetes, which is just induced by eating shitloads of sugar. So she was like, I want to create this Asian diabetic sweet. And I was like, great, what a mission and a vision and a purpose. And it lent into, you know, her community and all this stuff. And she was super driven, and she wanted to get out of the pharmacy, and she wanted to, rather than be sort of, you know, just handing out the pills as the cure, she wanted to be the prevention. I was like, that's amazing. Then I said to her, right, I made her do the ideal day exercise. And I said to her, write me down, you know, in incremental detail, what does your ideal day look like? What does your ideal day look like? Your ideal average day, not the, you know,
Yeah, like on a beach, serving cocktails.
Exactly,
on
like
holiday.
your average day. And her average day, do you know what it was? It was going for a walk with her Labrador, which she didn't have, around a lake in Bangalore. She wanted to move back to India and have 3 kids. And I was like, oh, how the fuck does that line up with you creating a sweet brand? It just doesn't. And do you know what, though? When I coached her for 12 weeks, it was like pushing Trig up a hill. Lovely lady, but was never going to change that about her life, because she didn't actually genuinely want it. She just wanted stability. She just wanted a happier home life. She just wanted normality. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's something to be said for fucking stability. God knows, you know, it's hard to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But in those 12 weeks of coaching, she went from diabetic sweet brand to wanting to go and live in India to then saying, oh, actually, I want to invest in property. And I don't just want to do normal property. I want to do care homes. So I'd set her these tasks at the end of the coaching session. Right, here's your 3 coaching actions for the next session. Go and, you know, find some properties in the local area. Find out, you know, actually have a conversation with someone who's running a small care home. She come back the next week and she hadn't done fuck all. And I got so annoyed once on the phone to her. I said, right, do you know what? I'm going to find you 3 care... Oh, there are no care homes. I've been looking. I said, that's bullshit. You're not looking hard enough.
Yeah.
And I found 3 care homes within a 15-mile radius on the phone to her at the time. I was like, you do not want it bad enough. And I said, the best thing that you can do is work on developing your happiness. And do you know what I ended up setting her to do? Making her sit down and have a face-to-face conversation with her husband about what she actually wanted, and then realign their fucking marriage.
Yeah.
Got a couple of kids now. Happy days.
Oh. Yeah, it is very interesting, isn't it? It's making me think a lot. Like saying what you want, and then actually, is it what you want?
Yeah. There's no right or wrong with this, by the way.
No.
And again, I'm not trying to get on at you. I'm not trying to get on you. I'm always trying to get on you. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think that's really important to not lead yourself down the garden path of actually chasing something you ultimately don't want.
Yeah. Find out what your greatness is and then step into it.
Work out what you want,
Work
first
out
and
what you
foremost.
Okay.
What is it you actually want?
Right back at you, though. You know that you need to do this.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that you're deflecting. But if I keep talking
Deflection.
at you fast enough, then I don't have to work out myself. Anyway, time for... Oi, who's a mug? Who's a mug? Have you been a mug? Who's a mug? Who's a mug? Have you been a mug? I'm looking forward to this one. We've had some great Who's a Mug suggestions coming in. Some via email, some via voice notes. This one has come in via a voice note.
This is a bit of a review and a Who's a Mug.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd play the whole thing.
The whole thing. So this was sent in by lovely Ned Shakir, who's another client of yours.
He is a client of mine.
Yeah, another client of yours.
Although you will quickly hear why he might not be soon.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. He's put himself right on the naughty list here.
Hasn't he?
So this is Ned, and this is what he sent to us in a voice note. I love this.
Good morning, Hayley. I'm sending you this message because I wanted to know that I listen to your podcast, and I'm sure there's loads of people who listen
Good start.
to it.
Good start.
And I really enjoy what you two are doing. I love your honesty and how open you are, how you play with each other, but you also go into some serious stuff. And I love how this is creating a little journey for you two as well, with regard to the commitment you're making to each other and being better for each other, you know. So I love that stuff. The bad news, I suppose, is that when it comes down to whose team I'm on, I think you know where I'm going with this.
I do.
Tell her, Ned.
I'm going to have to play solidarity with the boys.
Go on, Ned.
James is my man.
Oh.
Yes, Ned.
How dare you?
You do make me giggle, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
But today, listening to What I Need, he had me laughing out loud. So props to James for his humour. And by the way,
Thank God that's one fan.
I don't tend to do muggy things too often, but you probably like to know that I'm moving house. So the first things first, I ordered myself a load of boxes.
Makes sense.
So I could pack everything away, put the phone down, walked into the garage to start setting things up, only to find all the boxes that I saved from the last time.
What a mug.
But that's just a small one. What's actually better than that is listening to you guys talking about spending some time together. The first thing I've done is I've just called my girlfriend, Charlotte, and I said, what are you doing? Have you got time for lunch? She says yes, and so I've just pulled up outside her work, and I'm taking her for lunch because of your podcast. So I love you. I love James.
That's great.
Thank you so much for what you do.
Amazing. Thank you, Ned.
Although you're not on my team,
I feel bad, but he still deserves it. Who's a mug? Who's a mug? Ned has been a mug.
Oh, we said both.
Ned's been a mug. Fantastic. He's been a mug.
I love that as well, because I know this sounds silly, but those removal boxes are so expensive.
Oh my God, I was about to say that.
They're
you
so
buy
expensive.
Like a pack of boxes. What do we have for a pack of removal boxes? It's like 250 quid. I'm like, I'm not asking you to fucking move. I just need the boxes.
So you know, like when people will go, oh, have you got any boxes? I'm like, no. You can never have my boxes, because if we move again...
You're very protective of your box, aren't you?
I'm very protective.
You're protective of all of your boxes in general. Ned, thank you for that.
No,
thank you
I
for
love
admitting to being a mug. A mug
and for not
is
being on
winging
my team,
its
but I
way.
forgive you.
It's winging its way to you. So, yes, thank you very much. And also, thank you for... How nice is that, though? The fact that he's listened to the podcast.
Oh, and then gone and taken his girlfriend out.
That's fantastic. I might take you out for lunch today.
Will you?
Yeah, why not?
Babe.
I've got some McDonald's vouchers in the car.
Your chicken burger. I hope you all enjoyed the Instagram Tinder Tinder carousels as well. They did make me giggle. And
Yes.
that yellow picture, I'm loving that I put that out there.
Are you? Should we go for lunch after this?
Shall we, babe?
Do you want to?
Could do.
Oh, here she goes. Who would the,
Yeah, let's
what,
do
would the
it.
what would the best
Yeah.
version of Hayley do?
Yeah.
She would go and eat a salad,
You know,
drink that
I'm a
frappuccino.
guest on a podcast later, so you know, just
Oh, I
big
just forgot
deal.
about that. Kind of a big
Big
deal.
deal.
Okay.
But no.
Ned, you are a mug, but we love you.
Love
Thank you very
ya.
much. Very much appreciated. Right, while we're here, we might as well do our... We're gonna do a small business shout out. Shouting out little businesses.
I mean, you pretty much got shares in this one, haven't you?
Oh, I fucking might as well have. Right. Small business shout out this week goes out to, and they would never listen to this because I don't think they listen to podcasts.
They
based
don't
on
listen to you when
probably-
you go in there.
No,
Like,
they
oh,
don't. to
him
be fair.
again.
No, I'm like their number one customer.
I bet you are.
Wazir Turkish and Persian restaurant in Ilford is absolutely exceptional.
Was
it's down
it?
the road. What?
Was it? I was here. No, not funny.
Oh, God.
Remember when you were like...
That was awful.
Sorry.
Was,
Shouldn't
yeah,
be talking over
WOZ.
this, but do you remember when you were little, you used to like graffiti, like, I was here?
No, I don't remember graffitiing when I was a child.
Okay.
I used to have do you have a tag?
Yeah,
I had
no.
a tag with a lot of my...
No, I didn't have a
I thought I was a
tag.
gangster.
Anyway.
Wazir Turkish restaurant in Ilford. It's absolutely exceptionally good. Now, I've got to be honest,
Yeah.
Ilford is not the most...
Careful what you say.
glamorous place. In fact, it used to be like a very well-off area. So
Did
if
it?
you go out of Ilford
Yeah.
towards like the A13, going towards Essex, there's like mansion
Mansions.
gaffs. They're huge
Yeah.
on this. But they've got like Valentine's Park. It's amazing. But Ilford itself has been left to rack and ruin. And unfortunately, I'm going to be honest here, Ilford's got a bit of a drug problem. Apparently, it's this thing called spice. I don't know much about it, but it's more addictive than heroin.
Not sure they're going to share this out.
They're probably not. I don't think they're going to shout out anyway, so fuck it. So Ilford's not the nicest of places. Like most mornings, if I go early in the morning and I pull in, it's normally either... if I
Pull in, not pull out. I don't know why.
Do you need a little breather?
I don't know, just like, carry on.
Anyway, there's a lot of drugs in Ilford, but the only thing that's good about Ilford, we've got a brilliant office in Ilford.
If you ever want to go
called
somewhere
Work
with a drug problem, but you want a nice Turkish kebab,
Go to Wazir. But anyway, so Wazir, it's not... So when I first started working there, I was like, this place is genuinely not very nice. Like this town centre, I was like, this is
Oh,
not very
right.
nice. So I walked down the road and I was like, oh, I don't know, should I go into that restaurant there? Went in, changed my life. Lunch special, I mean, it's gone up a couple of quid because of inflation. Lunch special used to be $9.99. Chicken
$9.99.
sheesh, rice, what's the other thing you get? Couscous or mixed.
rice and couscous.
Rice and couscous
I
mixed.
hate it, but yeah.
So you could just have the rice, don't even worry about it, I've got you covered. Warm Turkish bread and a drink for under a tenner makes no sense. So goddamn good.
Was there? I want to come to your office just so I can go for a kebab.
I took Louis there.
I know.
And they've got a robot in Wazir. The robot delivers you your lunch.
Oh my God.
He thought it was the best thing
That
ever.
is the best thing ever.
I thought it was the best thing ever. So yeah, if you're ever
Oh
in
my God, can we get a robot for the house?
East
Just
London.
serves us dinner.
I have. It's you.
Can they cook? That sounded
Cold,
really like.
cold frosty robot.
That sounded really
Hello
like.
there, husband.
Man,
it is life.
Woman, put dinner on the table.
Fucking hell, that's not working out, is it? What? Should it work out? Should it work
I
out?
think you're making yourself sound like a
Rod for my own back here, aren't
Yeah.
I? Anyway, if you're ever in East London,
rod for your own back.
that's a weird saying, isn't it?
Rod for your own back.
Makes you. We've got awful posture, actually, haven't we? Think about this podcast. By the end of it, I'm like slumping like fucking Montgomery Burns. Anyway, if you're ever in East London, check out Wazir Turkish Restaurant. Or you can go online, wazirrestaurant.co.uk. Although, why would you go online if you're not in the local area? Chicken sheesh, I highly recommend. The lamb kofties are very good.
Brilliant.
What's that little thing you like? Susuk. That little sukuk.
And halloumi.
And they also do the world's best garlic mushrooms or creamy
that
mushrooms
why
as
you
a
come round
starter.
thinking of garlic?
Yes,
Ugh.
baby, it is. So, and if you ever come down, to our office at Workhive Studios, if you are one of our clients, or maybe you want to become a client, you should become a client. If you like this podcast, imagine having your own podcast.
Yeah.
Come down. I'll sell you a podcast.
You need a
I'll buy you a
podcast.
Turkish dinner.
You need to get to Phonic Media, which are the #1 UK, Europe's #1 podcast agency.
Wow, what a tagline. It's just small business shout outs all over the gaff. Anyway, was here.
Was it?
I was here.
Was you there? Or was you here?
You're a fucking idiot. Right. Final part of today's pod. We're going to do something a little bit different now because we talked about stepping into your greatness. We've talked about, the difference between who you want to be and the reality of who you actually are. We've talked about, the alt, don't they call it your alt self?
Self, real
your
self.
alt self, real self, etc., etc. And how do you feel when you get into your greatness zone? So we decided today on the podcast that we are going to do something very, very different. We're going to do the success factor.
You need to do the voice.
We're going to enable you to step into your greatness. It's time to face the success. Would you like to be the person that you've always dreamed of being? You can right now. Welcome to Success Factor. Right, so what we're going to do here.
So here we go.
Go on.
So we thought it would be funny. So imagine a TV show called The Success Factor. So you get to audition for 1 minute to sell yourself why you should be picked to go on tour with these judges. Okay, these are the judges. You ready?
Right, ready.
Number 1, Tony Robbins.
No.
Yes. Number 2.
I'm Tony Robbins.
Are we doing impressions?
Yeah.
Number 2, Sarah Blakely.
Oh, put your pants on. So she talks. I
Number
love
3.
Sarah Blakely. She's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Number 3, Oprah Winfrey.
I'm not doing an impression of Oprah. She's like a queen. You
Yeah.
can't do impressions of Oprah.
And number 4, Gary Vee. Vaynerchuk.
I haven't got an impression of Gary Vee.
I don't know. Anyway, they're the judges. They get to choose who will be going on a live tour around all the greatest holiday inns in the UK.
Because that's where all success seminars happen. They're happening in shitty holiday inns, don't
Do you
they?
remember years ago we used to be part of like a network marketing company called Success University?
Oh my God. We have done
So
some shit,
random.
haven't we?
And
We
they
have
did that
done some
horrible
shit.
thing where like the warm up where you had to like massage each other's shoulders. I hate that shit. Anyway, so we thought step into your greatness. Now this is it. Me and James are going to audition to get the part to go on tour with Tony Robbins, Sarah Blakely, Oprah Winfrey, Gary Vaynerchuk. This is obviously make believe, guys, right? So we've got 1 minute.
1 minute.
To sell ourselves.
Yes.
Our business, or is it just
no,
us?
just yourself.
To
About
sell
why you're
ourselves.
great.
And then you, the listeners, will get to choose who is the winner. So we're going to put a poll out on Instagram, and you guys get to choose.
At Business Marriage Pod. Click the link in the show notes.
Okay.
It's time to face the success factor.
I'm scared.
1 minute to change your life.
We've got 1 minute music.
Step up into your
You've got to go
greatness.
first.
Sell yourself on why you are great and why you should tour the UK with Tony Robbins. Hi, I'm Tony Robbins. Sarah Blakely. So I mix my impressions up now. Oprah Winfrey and Gary Vee. Have you got what it takes? Fuck knows, we'll find out. Right. Oh, hello. Just press the wrong button. Right. Are you ready?
You're going first.
1
I
minute
feel nervous.
to sell yourself.
My hands are going clammy.
So let's imagine. So I have spoken on stage with Les Brown. I'm not saying that I'm big in the game,
Yeah.
but that was proper fucking nerve wracking, like proper shit your pants time, because there's 1,000 people there, and Les Brown. I think we were on. Yeah, just before Les.
Yeah.
And people were only really there to see fucking Les Brown, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Apart from the few people that we dragged along with us. But you've got to step up. And when you know that someone is that fucking good at what they do, you're like, how the fuck do you go in front of that? It's even worse to follow someone who's that good. So this is proper scary stuff.
I'm just getting confused.
Imagine.
Like, am I selling myself?
Sell
is it
yourself.
my work? Is it what I do?
Sell yourself.
So this is about why we're success.
No, why you're
successful.
great. What makes
Why
you
we're
great? What makes you great?
That's a hard one.
What makes you brilliant? It's
Okay,
going to be
you're
terrible
gonna
for you,
go
isn't it?
first.
Are you ready? Here we go. Hi, Tony. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Oprah. Hi, Gary Vee. It's lovely to be here on this imaginary stage. I think that I've got the success factor because I have overcome so much adversity in my life. As a small boy growing up in just basically a field, as a tiny boy, when I was in year 7, I had the smallest feet in the class. I was... I had kids. No, that's 30 seconds. I had kid size 13 feet, like kiddie versions, and my mates were like.
You
Anyway, I overcame that. My teacher said that never amounted to anything because I constantly drummed on the table. I was always the class clown. But I did. I went and got some mediocre GCSEs and decided to be a holiday rapper. I fell in love with the love of my life. And now I make some podcasts. If that's not a success, I don't know what is, Tony. Thanks for having me here. Oh, I think I've won it. I think I've won it. Oh.
The small feet. Oh.
I did.
That was your 1 minute in front of Tony Robbins, and you spoke about being a small boy with small feet.
We did like a lineup of how tall you are. Then we did like a feet thing. I had kid size 13 feet. And we were like 12 by this point. There's just me and a little disabled girl who had the smallest feet in the class.
Aww.
And everyone else had like adult shoes on apart from us two.
I'm never going to unsee that. Okay.
Such a little shit at school.
How I am going to...
Don't talk about your feet. I don't think I've done myself any favours with the small feet. Okay, you got a minute to sell yourself to Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, Sarah Blakely and Gary Vee. This is the way that you get on the live tour. The live tour! Around all of the holiday inns around the United Kingdom. Hayley, are you ready?
I don't think I'm going to beat it.
Oh, come on. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here comes the warning that the timer is about to start. Here we go.
Hi, Tony. Hi, guys. I feel like my whole life has just been one big road to where I am now. When I was young, I used to suffer from having overly curly hair that grew upwards and not outwards. But I overcame that, and I continued with my learning and decided that, one day I'm going to be a performer. And then I put myself out there, but I was shit. And I never found my dream, and so I carried on anyway. I served up school dinners in a kitchen just to get to where I wanted to be today. I've worked with absolute arseholes. I've done all sorts of things in my career that's led me to here. Now, all I do is my hands bleed every day when I'm on my computer designing, bringing amazing brands to life for people who are going out there and making a difference in the world. If I was to get onto this tour, it would mean the absolute world to me and my family, and they would be so proud. I would just be so grateful.
Good morning, Hayley.
So there you go. That is it. Success Factor. Who gets your vote? Is it James with his ironically tiny little clam feet? Is it Hayley with her bushy... Didn't your mum used to have to use an afro comb on your hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So who gets your vote? You guys now get to decide. Go to Instagram @BusinessMarriagePod. Click the link in the show notes now. You can vote. Is it James's comical tiny feet? Is it Hayley with her bushy hair and lack of talent? Who decides? You. Who goes on tour with Tony Robbins, Sarah Blakely, Oprah Winfrey and Gary Vee? The UK tour of all the greatest holiday inns. Who sold themselves best with their 1 minute to step into their greatness?
I tell you what I'll do as well. When we find out the winner, we'll announce it on the next podcast.
Okay.
And I will create your very own tour poster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Just for Instagram.
So there you go. Success Factor done for this.
Funny.
Oh my God.
I've not cried like that. It's just the way...
I laughed so hard.
I didn't know that about you. I mean, I've always known that you've had small feet.
You know what I say about people with small feet? Yeah, say about people with small feet.
I mean...
Tiny socks.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What is that from?
I don't know. I think you've made it up. Anyway, I think we're done.
Oh, honestly,
I can't even concentrate.
My face.
Like, I hurt my inside of my ribs hurt from laughing that hard. Anyway, hope you have enjoyed this episode of Stepping Into Your Greatness, episode number 11. I don't think we've actually got any closer to working out what greatness is or how we're going to be great, have we? But maybe we've given you a laugh along the way, if nothing else. If you have enjoyed this podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video goes live. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, there will be some way to scroll down on your phone and you can leave a review, and leaving a 5-star review helps more than you can imagine to help people find organically this show. So it really does help. So please go and leave us a 5-star review. Don't forget, most importantly, you guys get to decide who wins Success Factor. Is it me or is it Hayley? Go on to the Business Marriage Pod. You're doing like the vote thing there. I like it. Business Marriage Pod on Instagram, and you can lay your vote. Would you lay a vote? Cast your vote. Whatever. See you next time. Fuck, we've lost it, man.
This show is a Phonic Media production.